No point in fooling around. And how they compare to other headsets, not headsets. No point in fooling around. These are my favorite earbuds for the Oculus Quest. Stick around to find out why and how they compare to other earbuds designed for the Oculus Quest. Alright, so now that you already know which one of these is my favorite, let's talk about the 6 different options I have here in front of me. But before we do that, let me just say I did try some different styles of headphones and earbuds before I settled on doing this style only. I tested out some headphones like my Beats and my Sennheiser editing headphones. I tested out some Bluetooth earbuds and Bluetooth headphones, and I came to the conclusion that I wanted to focus primarily on the headphones or earbuds rather that are being marketed for the Oculus Quest, specifically with that split cable so you can plug one into the left side and one into the right side. All right, so I have a list of facts here in front of me, and we're gonna check out these headphones in no particular order. This is just the order that I tested them in and I have on my list. So let's go ahead and do that. One quick thing I forgot I want to say before we jump into looking at all of these earbuds is that I did testing over the last several weeks for all of these. I tested them in game, I tested them with watching movies, I tested them with audio, just listening to music, and I went through a couple of different websites and did some actual treble, bass, and different balance tests just to really get a good idea of how each of them worked. I even tested at times with one earbud in one ear from one set and one earbud in another ear from another set. Now let's jump in and check out the headphones. First up, we get the Kiwi Design Q8 earbuds, and those are $19.99 on Amazon. Just like you'll find with the rest of these earbuds, that does come with the small, medium, and large ear size cups, so you can swap those out if need be. Now, I know for $19.99, I should not expect a whole bunch, but it does come with super cheap packaging, so if you're big on a premium feeling packaging, then this is not going to do it for you. The earbuds are marked with the L and R, so you'll know which one is left and which one is right. These are a bullet style, which means for me, it falls out way easier. That's one reason I hate earbuds, is because they tend to fall out, at least for me, and they're a massive pain to keep in your ear properly. And these bullet style ones are the worst to keep in your ears, so this one gets knocked back for being that style, specifically because it just doesn't stay in my ear very well. The build on these is actually quite a bit heavier. You might think that's a good thing, but honestly, to me, it's not a good thing, because the heavier the earbud, the easier it's going to fall out of your ear and the more weight that it adds to it, so that, in my opinion, is a negative for this one. The bass response on this one was 30 Hertz, while the treble response was 17 kilohertz, but the sound sounded kind of muddy to me, like there was something inhibiting the drivers from getting full volume, or some sort of filter over top of it that was creating some sort of muddiness to the audio. The spatial audio worked just fine, but because of that muddy sound, it just didn't give off a good high quality vibe for it, and for $19.99, there's actually cheaper options that sound better. Next up, we've got the OQ9 headphones, and these are $15.99 on Amazon. Now these ones, the packaging, I know it's stupid to mention, but the packaging is a little bit better on these ones. It comes in a more heavy-duty cardboard box, and it does come in a carrying case, albeit a very cheap case that is already starting to fray just from the few times that I've opened it, and the zipper likes to get stuck. Plus, the case itself is a pretty low-quality feeling case. So you might be thinking, Matt, how bad can the quality of the case actually be? Let me put it this way. While I was filming the B-roll shots for this video, I went to unzip the case, the zipper got stuck and snapped right off. That should tell you everything you need to know. Just like the others, it comes with small, medium, and large ear cups. This one, just like the last one, has a little bit stiffer of a cable, although this one is slightly thinner and a little more lightweight than the Kiwi Design version. I know this sounds dumb to mention, but it is marked with an L and an R, so you know which one is which to go into your ears as well. This one is kind of an odd design. It's a square design, and the earbud itself protrudes from the side. It does a better job at staying in your ear than the bullet design, but it still fell out. In fact, if you look at the top of the box, it actually says would not stay in ear, because for me, it was just as bad as the bullet design. It just didn't fit my ear shape in the slightest bit, so it kept falling out. I even tried using a suggestion by a commenter on one of my videos to loop the cable up over top of the headset strap, and it still kept falling out of my ear. This one's sound reproduction actually is better than the more expensive Kiwi Design. The The treble sounds good, the bass sounds good, and overall it's actually got a pretty good sounding tone to it. The bass response wasn't quite as good as the Kiwi's at 40 Hz, but it was right on par with its treble response at 17 kHz. The only issue I did find at the lower bass frequencies was there was some rattling if it hit a really low bass tone. Again, with this one, the spatial audio works just fine. Neither of these first two are anything to write home about as far as spatial audio, but they're adequate and it functions. Next up, this might be a little bit confusing, but we've got another set of OQ9s, but these are the Spectrashell OQ9s. And these ones are $24.99 on Amazon. The Spectrashells come in an identical box to the other OQ9s, and they even include the same cheaper case for the headphones. But when you open them up, they do look and they are different. This one does use the bullet style, unlike the square style of the other OQ9s. It is marked, again, with a left and a right, and they're fairly lightweight. These are actually the best looking ones, in my opinion, out of this entire set. I think that they look cool because it kind of look like real bullets, or at least a futuristic version of that. So they look cool, but do they function well? Well, to start off with, they don't stay in your ear, or at least they don't stay in mine. So if you've got a secret, let me know what it is, but they do not stay in my ear, just like the other bullet style. The bass response again was the same as the previous at 40 Hz, but the treble response was actually 16 kHz on this one, so not quite as good. This one had a big issue for me. It actually was completely unbalanced as far as the left and the right channels. Now, this could just be because of this specific set, but this does not give me hope that the rest of them are going to be extremely good. It was extremely balanced towards the right side. When it hit middle tones, it was okay, but higher frequencies and lower bass frequencies was largely pushed to the right side instead of middle, so you would get more audio on the right than the left, or at least more volume, so it did not sound balanced at all when you were trying to play something or when you're listening to music. The audio also on this one was muddy, very similar to the Kiwi design ones, so this one overall not recommended because of the unbalanced and muddy audio. Spatial audio works okay, but it's really hard to tell when they're unbalanced, so again, just not recommended at all. These next ones are kind of an anomaly to me because they are the most expensive of the bunch aside from the Oculus official earbuds, and they're also one of my least favorite ones, which is kind of odd. The packaging it comes in is just a plastic bag with a really cheap leather pouch. Unlike the rest of these, they either come with the different sizes in a plastic bag or in molded slots. This one just had the different sized ear shapes thrown into the pouch. But wait, it does come with a microfiber cloth, so you can add that to the thousands of other ones that you have collected from other devices. Again, marked left and right, but you gotta look for it. It's on the post of the actual earbud, not on the earbud itself, so I almost missed it. Now, these are the lightest weight ones, but not in a good way. These are the cheapest feeling ones out of the entire bunch. I literally feel like if I dropped them or squeezed them, they could snap in half. The cable is super thin, but again, not in a good way. It feels really, really cheap. Like I went to a dollar store and picked up a pair of headphones, and that's the cable they used. It literally feels like if I pull on one of the sides out of the Oculus Quest, instead of grabbing the base, it'll snap it and rip it right out of the jack. The bass response again was 40 Hz, while the treble was 16 Hz, so again, not as good as the first two that we talked about. This one had some audio issues for sure. There was some buzzing and rattling in the lower bass frequencies on the left-hand side. This one was also totally unbalanced, but to the opposite side, to the left, everything seemed to try to push towards the left, while the right was much quieter, and the spatial audio was affected by that. It just wasn't good. In fact, I put in my notes, spatial audio sucks. It was just not good. It sounded muddy. I mean, you could hear that it's supposed to be in different spots a little bit, but it just did not sound good. For $29.97, I was shocked at how crappy and sucky this one was. This is the most expensive aside from the official Oculus ones we're going to talk about, and these ones sucked. So steer clear of these Equinox ones because they just are not good at all. Now let's talk about my personal favorites before we talk about the official Oculus Quest ones. And those are the Amavision in-ear earphones. Now these are $19.90, not $19.99, but $19.90 on Amazon, and to me they are a killer deal. Out of all of these ones, these are the ones that I would personally buy, even above the official Quest headphones. Even the packaging screams better quality with a soft touch box and molded spots for the earbuds themselves, as well as the different small, medium, and large attachments. Again, left and right is listed, but they are on the post, so don't miss them. Although the design of these ones is unique in that it's actually actually designed to mold into your ear. These are by far my favorites and the ones that stayed in my ear the best, even better than the Quest official headphones. These ones fit right into the bottom of your ear and stay in really well, and the cable is actually a nice, lightweight, but high quality cable. Unlike the dollar store feel of the last ones, these ones are actually nice and thin and lightweight with a high quality flexibility and feel to the cables. The driver housings are high quality, they are light as well, but again, high quality and don't feel like they would break if I squeeze them like the last ones. And also, like I mentioned, they fit perfectly into my ear. Even with throwing my head around and moving all around, I never had issues with having to readjust these ones. The spatial audio in this one was a step above all of the rest we've talked about so far. The quality of these actually sounded so much better. It has a better quality bass and a better quality treble, so that it just melds together, and the spatial audio really benefits from the higher quality build for these ones. You can hear things a lot better. In fact, when I was listening to the different test videos that I did and the different testing tones, I could hear more in these headphones than any of the previous 4 that we talked about. I actually heard sound effects and things off in the distance in a spatial audio sense that I didn't hear in the other ones, which was kind of cool. The audio was actually extremely clear and crisp. In fact, watching videos or listening to music just sounded really good with these earbuds. The bass response was actually way better than the other previous so far at 20 Hz. The treble response was better as well at 18 kilohertz. The bass was not muddy at all. While some of the other ones did have some muddy sounding bass, this one had a nice, deep, rich tone to the bass, while the treble had a nice, clear tone to it as well. As far as the balance goes, these ones were right on. They were completely balanced in the center, and left and right worked perfectly in sync so that it sounded like you were immersed in whatever world you were in. If you can't tell already, these ones I really enjoy using, and for $19.90, which is cheaper than 2 of the other ones on this list already, this one is a steal and I highly recommend. Now let's talk about the official Oculus Quest earbuds for $49. Now obviously you're paying a premium price for these, so the packaging is nice packaging. It's got a lightweight and flexible cable that does feel really premium, especially compared to all the other ones aside from the Amavision on this list. The earbuds themselves are well built and they're super lightweight, but not again in a negative way. They feel like they're high quality and you feel like you paid more money for them. The cable is actually a little bit thicker on these ones than many of the other ones. That isn't an issue because it's still flexible, but it was a little bit thicker of a cable. The left and rights again are on the plugs of these ones, so it does tell you which side to go in which, although this one, just like the last ones, the Amavisions, are molded differently to fit into your ears. I liked the molding for these ones, but not as much as the Amavision. They were a little more bulbous and round, so they actually would fall out of my ear a little easier. I didn't necessarily have issues a lot falling out of my ear, but they didn't stay in quite as easily seated as the Amavision ones. Now, this one, the spatial audio was extremely good, which is no surprise because they're built to work with the Quest. The Amavision is about on par, but if I had to say, this one might have a slight edge with the spatial audio, probably because of the build quality and the fact that it's specifically designed with the Quest in mind. This actually has a higher audio level than all of the other ones. I had to turn this down a little bit because the audio was so loud, so the drivers are definitely higher quality as far as that goes. And I'm not talking about higher audio level where it's distorted or it doesn't sound good. The audio level is just higher. I had it at 3/4 audio for the rest of them, and I had to turn it down by a couple of points just to be able to listen to the different things with these headphones. The bass response and the treble response were identical as the Amavision at 20 Hz for bass response and 18 kilohertz for the treble response. But now here's the question to ask yourself. Is it worth paying the extra $30 for the possibility of maybe getting a slightly better spatial audio experience? And that's a big maybe because I can't actually guarantee that it is better. It just sounded slightly better to me. And then getting higher audio, does that really mean enough to you to spend that extra $30? $19.90 for the Amavision, $49 for the official Oculus Quest earbuds. Is it worth it to you? To me, it's not. To me, I would go with the Amavision all day. In fact, these are the ones that I'm using as my daily driver right now because I really enjoy the sound quality, and I think these ones are the best choice in my opinion. For the price, these ones blow the competition out of the water. If you want to check out any of these headphones, you can jump to the links in the description. I will link to all of them. Like I said, the Amavision is my personal favorite. Have you tried any of these headphones? Let me know down in the comments what you think of them, and let me know what your favorite audio solution for the Oculus Quest is. If you want to get the most out of your Quest, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications. Plus, you can check out my other videos right there. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and Happy questing!